balance course.
No, and I thought well,
Yeah.
well, what? The red's in other one. It's coming off. What are you? No, there'll be a
Anyway, there's not much.
we can't.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 PC Gaming Wiki is currently empty, so I don't know which FSR version it uses. I know it doesn't have frame generation. So let's update whatever FSR version it uses to FSR 3.1.3 frame generation. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Thank you.
Let's play the game before installing the frame gen mod and see how many FPS I get. First of all, let me show you my settings. So this is without any upscaling and with high settings in a 2025 game. That's insane how optimized this game is. It's pretty good. So let's try it with FSR. It doesn't have XESS, so it's only FSR and DLSS. FSR balance gives me close to 60 FPS, the perfect scenario for frame generation. This is good. It's pretty smooth and responsive. There is a show FPS option too. Set these settings to true so we can see our actual FPS count. You can see it in the top left corner of the screen. Okay, let's install FSR 3.1.3 frame generation. This file link will be in the video description. Extract this, and when you open it, you will see these files. Now follow my lead. Open your Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 file location. If you don't have a desktop shortcut, just go to your install location, go to bin, and open the first folder where your game exe is located. Now copy the OptiScaler files except for this fake NVAPI file and this disable things text file. Paste them here. Then open the OptiScaler setup. In here, press 1. And if the DXGI method doesn't work for you, you can try other file names too. Here I'm going to press 2 because I have a Nvidia GPU. If you have an AMD or Intel card, put 1 here and press enter. The OptiScaler is now installed. I don't know this will work for RX 400 or 500 series cards. So if you tried this and if it works, make sure to put a comment down below. So test it yourself and let others know. Okay, this step is for AMD and Intel users only. Open the fake NVAPI file and extract this NVAPI64.dll to the same location where you install the OptiScaler. And then open this nvngx.ini file and search for NVAPI. In this NVAPI category, set this override NVAPI DLL to true. And make sure to close Riva Tuner and MSI Afterburner if you have them open. If you try to launch the game when they are open, the game will not launch. I will show you. See? Nothing happens. Okay, let's close this and try again. You can see now the game is working. Before you go to the game, you can go to graphics settings and you can see now we can enable DLSS. So this is DLSS. If you press insert key on your keyboard, for some, you have to press FN plus insert. You can see we are using DLSS. And the DLSS version is 3.7.1. That's DLSS 3. So I'm getting 52 FPS using DLSS. That's not good. You can choose FSR 3.1.3 in OptiScaler menu, and immediately I gained another 10 to 15 FPS without frame generation. And the game is still responsive and you can feel this 60 FPS. To enable frame generation, tick this FG active option. The reason I told you to enable in-game frame counter is this. Now I can feel the game became more smoother. But if you see the in-game FPS counter, it's still low. That's because in-game FPS counter doesn't show you generated FPS. Maybe because game doesn't support frame generation natively. If you want to see the generated frames, in the OptiScaler menu there is a FPS overlay option. When you enable it, you can clearly see the 2x generated frames, close to 2x. Even though we have high FPS, the HUD is flickering, and it's bad because you will see the HUD every time. To fix the HUD flickering, you want to take this Hud Fix option. The flickering is gone, and not like other games, the gameplay is still smooth. Hud Fix didn't interfere with frame generation. So with high settings, with frame generation using a GTX 1660 Super and a quad core in a 2025 game and getting decent FPS is bizarre. And we can squeeze little more FPS by enabling this allow async. Little I mean 1 for me, but that depends on your PC. So if you want more sharpness and whatnot, you can enable RCAS and you can play with these settings as well. And save changes using the Save INI button. So how do we know that frame generation and the HUD fix is actually working? For that, you can use the debug view in OptiScaler menu. When you turn on the debug view, in the bottom middle, you shouldn't see any color differences or any HUD like in here. Just a plain picture. See, there is no health bar here. Even the FPS counter isn't even here. That means the HUD fix is working perfectly. Right, and another way to find out that the frame generation is working is to cap your FPS. It's better if you cap FPS using in-game frame limiter. Unfortunately, in KCD2, you must enable VSync in order to enable frame limiter. After you've done that, if you still feel that smoothness, that means the frame generation is working. To clearly see this, you have to cap the FPS to 30. For that, you need a software like RiverTuner. I can't use RiverTuner because OptiScaler doesn't like it. Input lag is more noticeable now because of the VSync, but the game is still smooth. You can use native DLAA, but it's more taxing on your GPU. And you get this weird input lag because you can see my base FPS is 30 and I have sync enabled. And you can use the console to remove some effects that will help the HUD fix. What you wanna do is press your tilde key and you will get this console. And go to your downloaded folder and there is a text file called disable things. Copy these commands and paste them in the console and press enter. If you want to revert the changes that you did in here, replace the 0 with 1 and you can press the same tilde key to remove the console menu. So that's it. I will put some XESS benchmarks in here too, since the game doesn't support XESS. Until next video, adios amigos.